We all understand the type of climate that we're dealing with. We're dealing with multiple offer situations.
I'd love to know sort of what's your why? What makes you tick? Why are you so successful?
Have a dialogue with your lawyer. Have a dialogue with your agent.
Both sort of passionate about sort of what we do.
Again, vet your agent to make sure that they're experienced and they're local. I like that idea.
No excuse to miss it on Saturdays from 8 to 9.
That's right.
WBZ.
And now, the show that gives you the latest and most relevant housing market news. Real Estate Radio Boston with financial expert Rick Shearer and legal professional Ali Alavi.
It might be time.
How would they do that? I mean, if I'm curious as to how much equity I got in my property, how would I go about doing
cringe
that?
when I say this, but the easiest, simplest way is actually to check Zillow. I'm not a big fan of Zillow, I think, but
Neither
I
am
think it gets us to a point, though, where we have a basis to work off of. Make sure that your information in Zillow is correct. Remember, this is all public record they're pulling. So if you've got an extra bedroom, an extra bath, and something they're missing, the number's obviously going to be off. But really, that's how the comps are off, too. So at the end of the day, I mean, it's a best place to start.
It is a great place to start, but I mean, they can also go to realestateradioboston.com, and we have already vetted agents, and they can certainly provide them with a comparative market analysis, and it gives them a pretty good idea of what their property's worth.
Yep. And if we, what I always try to do is I set up worst case scenario with clients. Okay, let's say it comes in worst case scenario and you have 5% equity, 10% equity, 15% equity, 20% equity. So if they feel that they've got 20% equity or even 15% equity, I always sort of give them the whole thing to say, okay, well, now let's get an actual appraisal done. It's going to cost $400, $350. But at the end of the day, we have something to fall back on. So if you're out in the marketplace right now for a refinance, I would always suggest doing a no points and no closing cost refinance.
I love that. Okay.
So
how does that work?
It actually doesn't cost. And typically, let's just use round numbers. If you could pay closing costs of a couple $1,000s at 4%, well, you can take a 4 1/8% rate. And the spread of that interest rate goes to pay those closing costs. Now, if you're coming off of a 5% interest rate down to a 4 1/8% interest rate, that's pure savings. Okay, because you're not paying anything out of pocket. Right. It's called the total cost analysis. It's a program that we have through Mortgage Coach, and it allows me to put for a refinance transaction. I can put what they're currently paying today, right down to how many years left they have on it, because that brings into it. If you've paid into this mortgage for 10 years, and you're at a little bit higher of an interest rate, sometimes I'll tell you, stick with what you got.
Hi, my name's Kim Harrington with Brownstone Realty Group, and I just took part in an excellent show with Rick Shearer and Ali Alavi on Real Estate Radio Boston. It's been an excellent platform for us to be able to get our message out there, talk a little bit about what we do and the rehabbing side of our business. I appreciate the opportunity, and I look forward to coming back again.